so far. But one of the things that we've looked at, we've also we want people to go buy specially marked boxes of Hot Pockets because everyone who redeems their code automatically receives a free MLG silver membership. Details below. You can find that out on the MajorLeagueGaming.com there as well. So.
Yep. And Hot Pockets are delicious.
Mark that one.
They are a great snack for late night gaming, and something that my wife hates every day when I stay up. Got to get the gaming sessions in. Got to watch these teams. Got to make sure I'm doing my homework. I keep trying to tell her it's honey. It's for work. It's for work. Don't worry. But I don't know how much longer I'm going to be able to use that.
143-81 as Obey's leading there from the first half, so we head in here towards the second half.
Second half, why don't we get some predictions from you? Do you think this is going to be a sweep, or are we going to see... Oh,
it's going to be a sweep.
Yeah.
I thought so after watching the first map and how well they were on. Obey was making their shots, but that's easy to say now, so I won't take credit for it. But right now they've got a 62-point lead. Here right off the start, but Spazin and Next picking up those two early frag grenade kills.
Yep.
As right now they're going to go ahead and start to be able to push back around. Ego trying to be able to defend off in that B domination side, unable to pick. He couldn't choose a target between the two, and ends up getting taken down there. As Killa pushing back in, he spots one. As he's going to try to be able to wrap back around there through that garage. He's going to be able to pick up his second kill there. And still trying to be able to push up here towards that B domination site. Nice job dropping down, taking down Crump.
Yeah, that was a really great play. But, like we said earlier, that the starting nades on these maps are getting better and better. And as we've seen there, he tried to walk down the middle of the laneway, head into gold, and he got naded. Had no opportunity to even make it out of his initial 30 feet. So, very, very, very good start to this second round here.
Crump peeks out with a nice headshot there into RJ34 and a whiff by both of them. And Crump just says, well, I'm done with you. I'm just going to let you be. And so Killa takes advantage of that one. As now it's going to be, they've got a 7-point lead so far here for Obey. As still, that A domination side is the only thing that the Icons Black have been able to maintain so far, and that's not going to help their case.
No, and now they've just landed themselves into a triple cap situation. They got 3 members down, now 1 man spawn, or 2 spawned up now. He's got help, but taking C by yourself is going to be dangerous. You need to land yourself as an easy kill.
I haven't seen much action or any movement towards any of these domination sites this whole time, but looking at it as well, I mean, the way that you've got Obey playing right now, they're just doing a great job as a team overall. They're looking at their stats so far, 5-4, 3-1, 5-3, 4-4. They're just even across the board and just completely working as a team and being able to maintain. They've got a 31-point lead here in the second half alone. That's over 93 points overall.
And it's detrimental to the rest of your gameplay, especially for tonight, when you start your first match off in a competition and just getting dominated on. So they got to remember that this is just the first game, got to work past it, got to hold it together for as long as possible. And I know Ego is having a lot of trouble right now. He's at 1-7. I don't know what's going on.
Wow, nice shot.
Definitely in a slump. And as we switch back over, Crump here, Killa is doing well in the opposite team, but whereas this team, everybody's doing well right now.
As right now, again, we're back over here on board here with Nex here from Obey. As right now, they've got a 93-point lead still. As right now, you can see Nex trying to be able to come back in. They've been completely countercapped, though, here by Icons Black, so there's still some hope coming in here for Icons Black, but they're going to have to start to be able to make that road pretty quickly, especially after the rule change that happened there in Anaheim with that 6.5 minutes being narrowed down. But right now, that's still possible if they can be able to maintain something like this triple cap.
Ooh, and the nades come knocking on his door as he tried to hit up C, not able to do so, and then A gets taken out as well. This is a bad spot to be in. They had a huge lead, but they're letting it just drain away as they're not able to control the situations and make sure that they got the map control before they move into these points. And I think they were getting a little bit confident there and trying to go for some replay shots or some highlights, but not able to, or not remembering that they still got to win the game here.
As right now, the A domination site currently belongs to Obey. As they're starting to be able to wrap back around, trying to take a look here. We're on board here with Crump. Crump able to pick up 2. That's his 3rd consecutive kill so far. As now he's starting to be able to push over here towards this top server room. Spots 1, make that 4, and he'll finally get shut down. That kill streak ended there by RJ34.
RJ shut him out there right when he needed to, and then Fears and Next respond. That's 3 down, and this is going to lead the way for another cap to be taken here. They are going for B, but B gets denied. Crump responding to Ego, and they did take C, so they got 2 points back on the board. They're only losing by 4 or 5 points here on the second round, but you know, their first round continues over, so they're still in good shape. Not much time left either. 1:45 to go. Still opportunity to screw up and let the opposite team take advantage, but I don't think they're going to be able to make up those points.
As, again, they've got a 63-point lead so far. As they're starting to be able to narrow that lead down, and believe now it's at a 60-point lead. Still doing a great job being able to pick up, holding down these 2 domination sites, but a minute 20 as Fears struggling.
What was that?
Wow.
You have a brain fart? Just throw his controller down? What happened?
As right there, Crump being able to pick up 2, taking down Terror and Ego.
Jeez, and even on Ego's part, he should have seen the red dots poking up behind him a lot quicker than he did, but that's hard to explain. I don't know what happened there. And Crump, beautiful plays there, back to back, and then a jump shot, picking off Ego in the head spot, and then wrapping around into B here, taking out Terror. And Crump, I think, is fully aware that he just wants to put the paint on right now.
As this one, looking at it right now, doing some quick math. There's 40 seconds left to play, and the best they can do right now is 24 points. This game is over, especially on the fact that they've been able to hold a triple cap so far. So Obey is going to go ahead and sweep this series 3-0 here for our first match of Call of Duty Black Ops here in Raleigh, North Carolina.
You know, good start to the game or to the matchups for tonight, but man, I didn't want to see a sweep. I wanted to see a little bit more come out of out of Icons. I know they've been heavily preparing for the next $1 million tournament here, but yeah, that's no excuse.
Crump went 22-11 there in this second half here for domination on here on Summit. And again, so you've got it right there. You've got Obey taking it there over Icons Black. First map was Capture Flag on Firing Range 4-2, Search and Destroy on Hanoi 4-2, and then taking this one here on Domination Summit.
Ego had some really nice plays there. You know, you've seen him some back-to-back threes and some really nice jump shots, but the overall consistency of the team just wasn't able to hold on long enough to pull out a victory here. And then even on Search and Destroy, they had a little bit of momentum push for a little bit, not able to control it long enough to come out on top, and that's just a case of the better team holding out the victory here, and it seems like a much more prepared team than we've seen before.
The only thing that I really noticed the difference between the two teams has to be the fact that Obey just looked like they were here and was ready to shoot.
Yeah.
Their accuracy was better, more so than Icons Black, and that really did make the difference in each of those firefights that the teams got into.
Very solid performance on all of the controls of that team, and it's so interesting to see that how precise these guys are with controllers. And I know we get flack from the PC side of things all the time, saying, hey, you know,
you do get a lot of flack from that.
You guys play FPS on console, what's wrong? But you know, these guys are tremendously skilled with those sticks.
I don't think that's ever been a question from a PC gamer about FPS, that y'all are skilled in the fact that you can utilize a controller. But we'll get into that about a little bit later on about whether or not the mouse and keyboard or the controller. We've never even touched that subject since I've been on the stream.
Yeah,
but we will.
We're going there, bro.
But we will. So stick around here on the Call of Duty Black Ops stream. Coming up next, you've got Quantic Next Threat going up against Force, and so many more matches to come here for Friday's Black Ops schedule. As we'll be right back, up Corey Dunn alongside Holiday Doc. As we'll be right back here on the Call of Duty Black Ops stream.
Welcome back, everybody. Holiday Doc here alongside a YouTube legend. Woody's Gamertag has finally decided to join me here at an MLG event, blowing off packs, in fact, for me, which, you know, what can I say? I'm a little blushy.
Thanks for having me on, man. This is amazing, the setup you guys have.
It's a full production set, and I was so surprised the first time I've ever seen it. But it's amazing to come back here and see the production value and everything that they're doing to provide us here at esports and MLG. Only the best possible equipment out there.
Yeah, it's incredible. Like I went here. This is my second event. I was at Raleigh last year, and I came into the event even not knowing a lot of the players. And by Sunday, I was a total fanboy. Like I saw them getting hot dogs or something out next to me, and I couldn't believe I was like this close to the players. they were. It's cool the access you get here.
Yeah, and there's so many new people getting involved. I'll have to go and introduce you to some MMA fighters that are here. We've got
Joe's here, baby.
Yeah.
And
you know Joe, and we've got some National Guard guys here who are also big fans of esports, and it's only getting bigger. And one thing I have a big time trouble dealing with is, why don't you think more YouTubers are getting behind the competitive scene?
I think you're starting to see YouTubers get behind the competitive scene. To me, it's the next wave, right? Like, there's more than one way to succeed on YouTube. You can just be entertaining, but we're seeing things like the Billionaires Challenge. We're seeing things like these commentator showdowns. And YouTubers are starting to get recognized for their talents there. And then, of course, we bring in these pros, and we see how they stack up against the YouTubers, how they stack on top of the YouTubers, quite frankly, for the most part. And, it's amazing. So, and the pros are good guys, too. I'm happy to have met them.
Yeah, exactly. So many pros are now, making that next step, making sure that they're not only just a pro player, but a pro personality. And that's the most important thing. If you had to pick one YouTuber to transition into competitive, who would you pick?
There's a couple guys out there that I think have the gun skill to be those pro guys. Like Marco J is on the top of my head right now. Fearkratz is a guy that people talk about a lot. I haven't seen them work in a team environment, right? Like that's the thing they need to do. They need to sort of partner up with like an Optic team, play with them a lot, and learn how to cooperate. But there's a couple of the top YouTubers, not me, that have the kind of gun skills that you see, at the top levels.
Well, once again, thank you so much for jumping back here. I'm sure this won't be the last time we'll be able to get you maybe on some camera action. But we're going to jump into the matchup here very quickly. We've got Team Force up against Quantic Next Threat, and we'll be right back after this quick commercial break. And welcome back once again, Holiday Doc here alongside Woody's Gamertag, a YouTube legend, one of the first guys to really start the wave of popular commentators, and you've helped out quite a few people make their mark. And now you're here helping out with the MLG event, and I gotta do it to you. You gotta commentate this next match with me.
I can't believe I'm here. I can't believe I'm here. I'm here to help.
All right, so let's jump right in. We are going to be playing Firing Range, Capture the Flag, and can you offer any insight onto how you would play this match?
Oh my gosh, me? So I thought Firing Range was a really great map until I started playing with these elite level guys, and it is a cluster. It's a mess. These guys are going to hit their nades. I'll sit back in awe.
All right, so we're going to jump right back into the game, and I'd like to get on board with Next Threat right away because this is the team I personally feel is going to make waves in the community right now with their new pickup, bringing on Saints, one of the most powerful slayers we've seen at last event. And like you said, we're going to see these nades, and those nades land early. Sensor picking up a kill on Mochila center map. We've got some contestant Firing Range down there, and Virus picks up the kill. Got a teammate in front of him, and they're pushing him very nicely. A good setup so far.
What's with the Valentine scope? What do you think?
The Valentine scope. He's got heart. He hearts you. So just to let you know, we are on the board that doesn't have the score screen up, so we just get a view of both teams, and it's kind of nice for us here, commentators. We can see both sides of the field, and early on I'm seeing Vengeance, and Vengeance consistently drops huge numbers in these events, and he's only been coming up short when the pressure seems to get to him, but he starts the events off really well, and he drops lots of consistent numbers, 30s. We've seen a couple 28s from him last event, and he's such a powerful slayer, and you got to watch out for him.
The Slayer is an especially important role in these competitive matches compared to pub matches because of that respawn delay.
Yeah, 7.5 is not a lot of time to really get them back to their spawn, but it is a reset, and you got to be worried about it. And the team that controls those respawns, controls the delays, is going to be the team that is obviously going to win the matchup. So, Virus now pushing into bottom side of the Firing Range, the pathway, the flag highway, as most people call it, because this is the most popular route to go. We've got two members up here, Virus and his teammate Vengeance, but Hurdle taking out Vengeance, and Virus in a good spot to counter that, going 1 for 1. But it looks like he is going to have one more to deal deal with as Mochila gets taken out here. And somebody actually tweeted at me when we called it out, and Mochila is Spanish or another language for backpack. Did you know that?
I had no idea.
So it's actually a really clever name, one of the most clever names I've seen be formed here in a while. How have you been liking the event so far?
These events are incredible.
Yeah.
It's a show to see. It's cool online, and it's cool in person. I bought the season pass for HD.
Oh, yeah?
And I'm happy about it.
Yeah, for sure. Getting rid of those ads, too, as much as I like plugging this stuff. But one thing I got to ask you as well is it kind of difficult for new players to even want to show up here? Like, do you feel if you don't think you are at that level to compete, but do you think if you were and you were trying to gather a team, do you think it would be daunting and kind of scary to kind of show up to one of these events?
Maybe a little bit, but you can forgive yourself on that. I'm wishing that I had put together a team and played this time around. If you don't have your entire sense of self-worth encompassed in how good you are at Call of Duty, then you can come here and make a run at it and see what you can do.
Yeah, when you're not so worried about how other people are going to watch and see, you had to have more fun. And Optic is a big defender of that very topic. If you ever ask Optic how you think they're going to place here, they don't care. They say, hey, we're here to have some fun. We're going to play the game. Wherever we place is where we place.
Really? Because I was just talking to them, and they said they weren't going to lose a map.
Oh. Well, they're definitely going to lose a map. There's never been a Call of Duty team to go the distance without winning a map. Now, if we were going to talk about Halo, Instinct, they don't ever lose, and it'd be so frustrating to play against that caliber of a team.
They're amazingly good right now.
So now I see we are winning. Their next threat is winning by 2-0, and ultimately right now I'm seeing a lot of great formations, lots of very structured plays go down. We're seeing the swoop into path. We're seeing the setup. B ramp is being covered, and the flag runner is just walking back almost untouched. As whenever they respawn, they're watching center and they're watching all their areas and controlling the engagements.
I love it when you say it. So do you think when the spawn swap, the other team will be able to come back?
Ultimately, I think we're going to see some more flag caps on the other side, because this is the spawn that you want to have. This is the spawn where most people get most of their points. Ultimately, though, when you switch over, you have to be that defensive team on the bottom side, because like we said, it's easier to grab flags and go. All right, so another question that my producer really wants to know, he's a big fan of you, he'd probably want your autograph after, is if you had to make a YouTube star team that only focused on competitive for like the next 2 months, who would you pick and why?
Thinking it through. So I like Onslaught a lot.
Yes.
Not only does he have top gun skills, but he's one of those guys that calls out well and makes his entire team better. So he's there. I like T-Mark for those same reasons. Mark J has just, his gun skills are incredible. He's a great guy, which is important. It's important to have your team work well together. If you were to have an awesome Slayer that tore down the team around him, that's not good. And fourth guy, well, it can't be me, so let me think this through.
Will you coach?
Yeah, I'll coach.
Coach Woody.
That'll work, and I'll stick you on there too.
All right, sounds good. Even though, hey, I don't think I could ever convince my wife to let me have the playing schedule that I once had a few years ago. That's just not going to fly. So early on here, we're seeing a very dominant next threat team. And, without the pun that, Mr. Corey Dunn said earlier, next threat ultimately is the next threat in this competition. And it's not like they haven't been a very good team before. They just didn't. It seemed like they had a missing link. And I think now that with Saints is on the team, they have a new blast of confidence. They've got new elements to their game to force upon the opposite side. And it's working out for them so far. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to be watching Mochila, which is backpack.
In Spanish.
He's
I like it.
Backpacking his team, and he's controlling white right off the start of this game. Very good spot to be in. Watching the respawns, watching the cuts, and ultimately disturbing any sort of flow off of respawn. So what else can you tell me about you in general? You didn't go to PAX. You had plans to go to PAX.
I did. But the MLG thing was just too alluring.
Yeah.
I like it here. I'm local to here. And I don't think I'll miss another MLG Raleigh if they keep coming back.
I think we're going to be, I hope to come back here. The humidity, though, as soon as I got off the plane, I was like, what is this? There's no such thing as humidity in Canada, let me tell you that.
Your Canadian blood has made you soft.
I know, but this beard has made me strong. So, coming backstage here, immediately you got let back. You got your VIP pass. Optic Hex hooked you up. Seeing these big-name guys here, is it a trend you think we'll see in the future? More popular people. I don't know if you saw it, but Optic called out XJaws to maybe coach Optic for the next event.
I didn't see that.
Yep.
That'd be pretty neat. XJaws is an excellent player, better than some people know. And as far like they didn't actually let me back here. I had to tap on someone's shoulder and get an escort.
You didn't pull out do you know who I am?
No, I didn't pull that out at all. But I had been introduced to someone who had access back here earlier today.
Yep.
So I tapped on his shoulder, asked for a little help, and here I am.
Right on. It's always good to see, and having it back here, we're seeing that Valentine emblem on the red dot. I'm not a big fan of it. I stick to my blue red dot. Or blue dot essentially. That's all I go with. What do you usually play with?
So after I watched the first MLG event, I switched to the blue one because I saw the guys play it here. After I watched another MLG one, I switched to the Valentine, just copying these guys, step for step. And lately I've been playing with the Predator dot, which is just terrible.
Yeah.
But you don't see it a lot, so change it up a bit.
Just having some fun.
Yeah.
Speaking of Predator, we had Predator come out to Anaheim last event, and I asked him if he would ever start a team, and he's like, no, not unless they do snipers only. So it's interesting to see all these guys, come out with the YouTube side of things, and I think the only big YouTuber that kind of does competitive as well right now is Nadeshot. Nadeshot's pushing, I think, 90,000 subscriptions on his channel there, and we talked about it earlier, and he has a hard time posting anything but sniping on his channel, and I think that's kind of stuck him in a bit of a rut. So, do you think competitive YouTubing will ever take up a big portion of the views?
Absolutely. Like I said earlier, I think it's become the next thing, right? People who watch YouTube commentaries watch a lot of YouTube commentaries, and you can only hear me tell my boring lifeguard story so many times. You can only hear a Mail Monday so many times. You need this next thing to do, and at the moment, this competitive gaming thing has been that next thing, with the commentators playing against each other, involving some pros.
And I think Hutch and Fwiz and the house and the daily or the weekend streams that they do, I think that's helping us as well. We just need more involvement, and look at this game. We're forgetting about we're supposed to be commentating this game and having such a nice conversation with you, but the amazement level right now is shocking. Next Threat is quite frankly slapping the opposition around right now, and that's definitely not something that Force really wanted. I know Domo was very disappointed in their last event. Columbus, they placed second. Anaheim, they lost every single game they played. And now, they seem to be stuck in the same sort of rut, even with the rebuilt team. And, even coming off of, when you play games and you're losing against better players, it's never fun no matter what. And, coming to events like this, it's even worse.
One thing in playing with some of the top pros I noticed is how they're able to rebound from losses like this. And it's easy to get discouraged and let, when it rains, it pours, just come down on you like, oh my gosh, things are terrible, and be in a near quit mode. But for guys that can just not get on tilt like that, for guys that can just wipe the slate clean and come back the next round and show what they have, well, we'll see what they have.
Do you ever get that frustrated in public rooms?
In pub rooms, not so much, but in game battles, I have. In game battles, it can be discouraging when a team completely dominates you, and the difference between a pro and an amateur is how they come back from that.
Yeah, I agree. So this matchup's going to end. Next Threat doing what I expected from them, and completely coming out on top of this match. And I think they're going to be a team to really worry about, and I think Leverage is going to have to put them in check if they want to hold on to their championship status. Do you have any favorites, or do you have a team that you root for?
Yeah, I pull for the Optic guys, and I pull for the Envious guys. I've met a lot of them.
Yeah, so you got some establishments with those teams, so it's always nice to have some backing and some fans. Are you going to be sticking around the rest of the day here?
Oh, I'm going to be sticking around all day and all night, all weekend.
Awesome stuff. Well, I will see you later. Thanks so much for participating in this kind of last-minute decision to bring you on board for the commentary. But we're going to see some more from you. And once again, it's Woody's Gamer Tag here. And I'm sure it's going to be a great event. We're going to cut to a quick commercial, and we're going to get Corey Dunn back in the booth so we can continue on with the rest of the matchup.
It's been an honor.
Yeah, thank you again.
Hello and welcome back to the 2011 Major League Gaming Pro Circuit here in Raleigh, North Carolina. I'm Corey Dunn alongside Holiday Doc, as right now we're underway with the matchup between Quantic, Next Threat, and Force. And the general consensus across the board on Twitter, what we've gotten so far throughout all of our posts, have been that Quantic next threat was going to take this one over Force. We had some of those that were trying to take the dark horse, trying to take the upset with Force taking it 3-2. But I'm kind of right there on the board with them about the idea that next threat was going to take this one. I didn't get the opportunity to sit there and go and say that. But let's go ahead, and our next game type is going to be Search and Destroy here on Hanoi between these two teams.
Yeah, the consensus was still next threat, taking it, and I think it was 7-0 CTF. So, woo, that's a blowout. And if they can carry that momentum into Search, this could be a potentially very quick Search game go down. So right now we're seeing that heavy push towards the spotlight, trying to nail some pre-nades, trying to nail some pre-fires there. Ooh, and wow. Double exchange there going on from top of Gallows and top theater. Vengeance actually getting the kill on Mochila, which I don't know if you caught, is Spanish for backpack.
I did know that. I knew that beforehand. College actually taught me that. I did not know that beforehand. But that's right now we're on board here with Huddle, who's trying to be able to make his move here through that spotlight area, back over towards that B-bomb site. Trying to open things up. He's got his teammate, who's pushing in there towards that B-bomb site. That's Dose, who's moving in. As we got some Spanish flair going on here for Force, as now they're going to go ahead and continue trying to be able to make their move here towards this B-bomb site. 30 seconds left to play here in the round, as Sensor is going to be able to take down Huddle, and the backside, his teammate, Vengeance, able to take out his own teammate, but Vengeance says, well, all right, I screwed up, but I'll go ahead and clean up the board there, picking up the round, as now the score's going to be 1-0 right off the start.
Yeah, Sensor picked up that brilliant shot when he jumped in the air and countered the initial shot over on A side, and that just kind of opened the way for the players to duck out of hiding. And Vengeance, didn't do so well, but cleaned up his mistake by pulling out the first victory here and switching back over. Every time we see Vengeance play, he is a very strong player, almost underrated, because when you think of top players like Assassin and Big Timer and Merc and Rambo and
you just
Stainville,
Nate,
team. Well, it just all comes to me. It's like, wow, this guy's so good. This guy's so good. This guy's. The list is just so long, but Vengeance really isn't mentioned in that list.
That was the point that you're trying to make. That Vengeance is not noticeably out there as a top player, but I was watching him communicate with his team. And his facial expressions was so serious. Gaming is serious business. You have to remember that.
Super serious.
As right now we're on board here with Sensor. So down to a 4-on-3 with Dose, Mochila, and Domo here for Force, trying to be able to defend here. As right now it's Sensor pushing here towards that B-bomb site. He's got some cover fire on both sides of this room, and he's waiting to be able to make his push. As right there, Vengeance back into Domo, as he's going to go ahead and try to be able to get the bomb planted here towards that side. As you can see, he's using just a sliver to be able to check, to be able to come back around. As Sensor's going to get taken down, but Saint's going to be able to answer back. As right there, notice Vengeance spotted one member. That was Mochila, and he's just been able to keep back all the way back around, flushing him out. And right now, this is those moments that we love as being broadcasters. Yep. We mention about top players, and they're coming up big. And right now, Vengeance is 6-0.
Wow. In Search, that's a big number. When you compare it to like public room stuff, a 6-kill game in Search, it's not really a big deal. But when you're playing against, the top ranked teams in North America, dropping 6 kills early on in the first 2 rounds, that's a huge deal.
As right now we're back over here on board here with Mochila, ironically enough, carrying a pack of his own. As
there's a t-shirt for you.
Oh, nice. Carry a pack. As again we're back here, they're focusing their attention over here towards that B-bomb site. I guess they don't want to break that mold. The cookie cutter team here so far as
everybody goes to B. Kind of gets monotonous.
I wouldn't go that far. Monotonous is a very strong word. There's so much flexibility that is not being utilized.
True.
As right now you got Mochila spots out, peeks out through that box window, taking down Saints. As they are being very meticulous, pushing here towards that B-bomb site. But Vengeance coming in with his 7th kill, but finally getting taken down there by Huddle. And it's going to be all left up to the LMS. That's Virus. He has not chimed in on the board yet. so far, as he's gone 0 for. He hasn't died yet either, and he's got 30 seconds to be able to push in here down to this 1v2. And there goes Dose. He's going to be able to take out Virus there on the other side. As now we've seen a sign of life coming in here from Force as they pick up their first actual point here in this whole series.
Yeah, doing very well so far. Next threat, that is.
Right.
You know, finally they've been, finally Force been able to put a point on the board first time, and I just don't know what's going wrong for them. You know, it seems like they're placing themselves well. They're just not holding on to those kills. Like, you know, we've seen them placed in an advantageous spot, but when they had the kill in front of them, they almost choked.
I'm probably going to get ragged for this, but
they should have had a mouse.
I'm not going to go with that far. We've done so well with all that, but Wow. Are you serious?
Wall fail right there. His leg sticking through the door, allowing Sensor to be like, free kill, thank you.
Clipping at the finest, as right there, Sensor is just pushing air inside of this B-bomb site. But what I was getting at is the emotions. You could see it's amount of confidence that are in these teams. We've seen Domo at these past two events back in Anaheim and Columbus, and the confidence is just not there. Even though he was able to put up some great numbers in Columbus, the confidence is just not there as he's just pushing in senselessly, as Sensor's going to be able to get taken down there by Domo.
Man.
And they're going to be able to push in here towards that B-bomb site, be able to get the defuse. And so now we're all tied up at 2. As they're finally starting to be able to put things back up on the board here and starting to make a difference. But it's the first of 4, and we'll see what happens here.
So Force, on this defensive side, watching B, I noticed the difference. You know, they backed up a little bit less, or a little bit more, sorry. You know, waited and got the kills when they thought it was necessary. But I didn't see that over push. I didn't see that aggressive push into Spotlight, which was getting them killed beforehand. And, you know, now we've seen the more passive play that got them the victory. Hopefully they hold on to that. But, you know, what I would have done, you know, is not go to B this time, though. I would have tried to change it up, you know, at least when when you have an opportunity like you do now.
Almost ricocheted and caught himself with his own frag grenade, as now he's still trying to be able to watch over there from top, over there towards that movie room from the light room.
That was a little bit of a sloppy action there. I think he got a little bit worried and just fired downrange instead of lining up the shot first. But Dose now looking for a kill, looking to wall bang right through the side there. Not picking up any markers, so you can be safe that their teammate who was up there is probably alone. Mochilla kind of sniffing out the bomb, making sure nobody pops out and kills his teammate. Dose laying down here with the action. They've left the complete middle wide open. And wow. They exchanged 1 for 1 there.
Hook, line, and sinker as Mochila is able to take him out. As now you're still here watching Dose, as it's down to a 2-on-2. Virus and Vengeance. That Vengeance is one of the members he wanted to be alive here, as he's been able to take down Mochila, still pushing in. Dose all by himself. Spotted and taken down by Vengeance. He's 10-2.
I think he got 3 kills this round. Almost an ace. He was at 7-2 last round. Didn't pick up a kill. This round he's at 10. He's at
10-2 so far, doing work here.
Yeah, doing an amazing job. Saints not doing so strong on the Search and Destroy game, but he was pulling out big numbers on the CTF. So maybe Search isn't quite his game, but they do have other players that slip into those roles when needed, and that, you know, what makes you a well-rounded team. You know, being able to transition like that. So hopefully they're able to hold on to their lead so far, or at least make something of it. But, ooh, nice shot. Domo picks up a kill right through the top of the grid there, looking into Medic or the pack side there, and picking up that kill. Vengeance now looking to take care of that player who obviously got called out.
Oh, wow. Domo able to pick up 3 so far, and now it's going to be left up to Virus, as he's going to have to be able to move all the way back around towards that A side, and Domo's streak is ended. But you have to give it up. He was able to take out 3, as now he's going to go try to be able to push back here through this film room. And the bomb is down over there in that jailhouse area.
Yeah, he's in a tough spot right now. It is a 2-on-1. He's got to worry about planting the bomb, defending it, and holding off against these two other guys is going to be a difficult task, as he's already been spotted. So now the call's been made. And there it goes. Mochila just swooped in behind right after the call was made, picked up the kill.
That was one of those things. Once he was spotted, he should have changed his whole MO and tried to do something a little bit differently there.
But he just didn't have the time.
Oh, well, the only thing that I can sit there and say is this is the point where you have to be a Slayer and go in, because they know where you're going. Mm-hmm. They know that you're going to be on that A-bomb site, and they're going to collapse on you one way or another. And it's just one of those. It's an idea. It's how you play the game. It could go either way, like you said.
Absolutely. So they are going back to the cookie cutter formation right on B. We got a 3-man push. Two kind of slowly progressing. One's watching the center C cut, and the other guy is up on the hangman, or what is that? The guillotine, sorry.
The guillotine.
Slipped my head there. And it looks like they're looking directly into long. No action yet, which is kind of surprising, as they usually defend B very closely and watch through both the doorway and through the over-the-head there. So no movement over here means that they probably watch an A a little bit more. And now they're going to have to transition back over and switch back to B.
They may be coming back around towards the flank side, maybe even thinking about trying to get a good retake on this bomb site. Saints back into Domo, so they are over there near that A side and pushing in, and Saints being able to pick up his second kill so far, as now it's going to be down to a 2-on-4. Dose is not feeling comfortable, pulls out of that B bomb site and gets taken down there by Sensor. Mochila all by himself. He's got 20 seconds left to be able to pull this one off. He's down to a 1-on-4. And all bets are in as this round is over, and Saints picks up his third kill to actually show some sign of life. They're in the search and destroy map there, so that's going to be 4-3. It came down to an overtime round, though.
Yeah, the Force was able to hold on to a little bit longer of this match. Unfortunately, weren't able to nail it away in the overtime, like you just said, but I just don't understand fully what's going on, because I'm seeing nice formations from Team Force. They're not able to hold on to it in the last moments of each play there. So it's kind of difficult to call.
What we watched there, though, it was a default strat coming in there for Force.
Yep.
You had Dose back over there peeking through, watching, making sure nobody decides to push up. You had Mochila working back around over there towards the gate side, and you had another member pushing in towards that B-bomb site. Yeah. And we saw it time and time again, and if that ended in shambles, if it ended up getting broken apart, the round was over.
Yeah, there was no backup plan, it seemed.
All right, so again, right now the score 2-0 in here in the series between Next Threat and Force, as we're about to head into the third game time domination on Summit. So stick around here on the Call of Duty Black Ops stream, as we'll be right back here in just a moment.
Welcome back, everybody. Holiday Doc here with the 2011 Raleigh game, or Raleigh, North Carolina. This is the Pro Circuit Call of Duty, and we're seeing some great matchups so far. Unfortunately, Force not able to do anything so far in this match, getting taken out, 2-0. Next Threat coming out super strong, holding on to what everybody kind of predicted. Whether it's the forums, whether it's the general community, and definitely what Twitter thought as we asked everybody. Next Threat is the team to kind of watch out for.
One of the things that I'm not looking forward to is Domination Summit. And it's not because of the game type, but for what's about to come. And you'll know after the end of this game,
you
exactly
what I mean. We're going to
see
a Columbus?
No, not to that extent.
Okay.
But close. All right, so let's go ahead and hop right in and see if the predictions are true. Domination Summit right here between Next Threat and Force. As we're going to go ahead and start things off here with Sensor here with Quantic Next Threat. And remember, Vengeance was coming unglued there on Search and Destroy there on Hanoi. As right now, we're watching, they're going to go ahead and try to be able to pick up that nice grenade there coming in from really Domo, nice, picking off Sensor and Saints. And then Virus coming back around, chiming in with his own kill as well. A nice headshot, being able to connect there, being able to pick up 2 so far, as the B domination site belongs here to Next Threat.
That's That's kind of always the case there. Sorry to step on our toes a bit, but he jumped through the window. As soon as he leaves the point, it seems like every time you do that, that's when the opposition pulls in and they shoot you in the back. So frustrating, you know, from a player standpoint, and to have it happen is the worst thing. But bouncing back very nicely. They're grabbing C or B, but not able to hold on to B. But they got to get some points here real quick. You know, C's not like the easiest to capture either, especially on this side. You know, like we've seen in the first matchup, those nades are just so devastating. You know, you get on there with one player, you don't want a chance putting two on just in case those nades do land, but when you only put the one player on, chances are it's going to take longer and you could potentially get taken out time and time again.
As they're still trying to be able to hold down this B domination site, both the A and C domination site belong to Force. As they're going to go ahead and make their move, going to work in, being able to pick up this C domination site. Now B and C both belong to Next. Right now they've got a nice little triple cap coming in here for Quantic Next Threat, and they're going to try to be able to maintain and hold down here for the rest of this game.
Yeah, Virus placed nicely, swooping around here, top gold, exchanging markers, not able to hold on to that kill, but it looks like A is trying to get taken there, and he is right in front of somebody. Oh, it didn't look like that was his team. I thought he was, what is he doing? But they did get C, they're holding on to B, and ultimately, I like this positioning the best. You know, look at, there's another three-piece goes down, but you know, when you have C and B, you can respond to B being taken a lot quicker than you can having A and B. You know, the nades are a lot easier to throw from topside. You know, the routing is a lot easier to get through. You're not forced into a bottleneck like bottom gold, and you know, topside B is a lot easier to flow to back and forth every time. So ultimately, this is the place to be in, and it's a good spot that they're in so far. And ultimately, this could be the final moments of this matchup.
It's the exact strategy that Eon Optic Gaming are known for here on Domination Summit. They work that C and B domination site. They wait for the opportunity to be able to take at least 3 down. Then they make their move and forcing them to spawn over there towards that A domination site while maintaining a triple cap. And they're trying to be able to do that right here against a team like Force. But Domo being able to pick up 2 kills there with that AK-74U, as now they have the B and C domination site. They forced themselves in a bind as they try to push up to be able to pick up that triple cap and push in. And now the tide has turned here for Force.
Yeah, when you overextend yourself like that, you got to be careful that you're positioned nicely and you're able to hold on to those kills, because when you're strung so thin among the field, you're going to get caught, and then it's just a matter of time before they work you into a spawn trap like they are right now. But hopefully they're able to push out, as a nice grenade there from Saints. Not able to hold on to as Damo peeks out the corner, takes out Saints, and Vengeance finally answers back, taking out Mochilla. Pretty even gameplay on that matchup. They just got to get these points back on the board, and you know, B goes down. They're trying to get C, and ooh, a nade almost lands, taking both of them out. But Dos able to swoop in behind and take out Virus as he tries to escape right on rails.
Well, Nextra needs to be thankful for the fact that they were able to get that C spawn to be able to push back around, as most of the members there for Force were over there towards that A domination site. But quickly, they were able to chime quickly back in there with their own kills, as now the B domination site here belongs to Next Threat. And this game is really, it's tight. It's tied up, as now Next Threat has been able to still hold on. Now they've got the lead. But this game is just going back and forth. It's a lot tighter than I expected. And these are one of those cases that I want to be wrong on anyway, as right now Force is trying to be able to hold their own here against Next Threat. Oh, wow.
Whoa, Saints a little bit slow to react to that and kind of almost behind on the shot. Fortunately, able to hold it out in the last couple shots, but he got called out, so now he's getting stunned. And a back turn there. Oh, huge play. His teammate saved his butt there, and Saints able to hold on to his life a little bit longer, trying to make his way over here and grab C for another triple cap. Minute 39 left. Ultimate, I don't know if I'd go for a triple cap at this point.
Well, looking at it, they're just trying to do whatever they can here, as right now his teammate Virus was taken out there by that frag grenade. Now he's going to go ahead and push back in and start to be able to make some moves here. He knows that they're probably going to start heading there towards that B domination site, but he's stunned and gets taken down there by Domo.
Yeah, there was a hard play to go to right there. Virus now swooping in just at the nick of time, grabbing B, or grabbing the player closest to B. Could have been trying to take it. Now he's pushing over to C, grabbing, ooh, a nice kill. Mochila getting taken out on the dive and then getting caught trying to jump up. Domo picking out a kill in here. Just taking a look at the scoreboard real quick. Hurdle is doing very well. Domo following right behind him, going even, but then two players at the bottom, Dose and Mochila, having a lot of troubles getting some kills here, but on the turn point of that, they both have 3 captures, and Dose has 3 defends as well. So it's not always about the kill to death, but you definitely need to be going even on this matchup.
It's all about the when and where, as right now, looking at it, Censor's not really holding his weight on his side as he gets taken out there by Domo, as now it's 20 seconds left to play. This is a tight game. We're under a double digit here. We're still set single digits between these two teams. A 6-point lead. That's about to change dramatically. We're down to 3 points. It may end up being even, as it's going to be a 3-point lead here going in favor. It's going to be a 3-point lead here in favor of Force. They're at the end of the game, 109-106 here for the first half, and I'm happy because
it was a lot closer than expected from both of us.
Exactly the opposite of what I expected.
Yeah, which is good because we could see Force, hold together, come back, and make something happen here. But then again, with only 3 points on the board in the first half as the lead, 3 points is nothing. 3 points doesn't mean anything. It's a clean slate. The second half here is ultimately going to either come in favor of Team Next Threat and come out the victor.
Well, let's revert back what happened there. So far in the beginning of that first half, it looked as if Quantic Next Threat was going to be able to continue with that momentum that they had from the previous 2 game types and carry it in there to that first half. But what happened? What went wrong? They had a triple cap at one point for quite some time.
I think they just spread out too far and then got caught, get shot in the back from the respawns. The respawns were being taken all over the place, and they didn't have an opportunity to swoop in quick enough and return off of those 3 caps. So,
well, we'll see what happens here in the second half. Right now, Force leading by 3 in domination on Summit. So basically, it's even kill here so far between these two teams. Let's go ahead and hop in here for the second half on Domination Summit here between Next Threat and Force.
So it looks like we're going to be jumping right on board with Forrest, and Dose and his teammates all in front of him. He's the last position on the respawn, so he's not going to be in any danger of any grenade throwing responsibilities, but it looks like he's going to take the path down below. Oh, he is going to go for the over the head. Now that nade he was throwing is aimed towards A, and it can land right in the hands of anybody trying to cap A. Unfortunately, it didn't go that way. And something I didn't really expect is the initial C flag capture. Is dangerous, like we said before, because of the nade throws from cross map. But Hurdle coming up huge there with a nade on B and defending C at the same time.
As right now, Dose being able to push in there, able to take down Virus, still being able to try to move his way back into that main control. As Vengeance dropping 2 and finally getting taken down there by Domo.
Ooh, getting caught there, trying to take out 1. Sensor saves his teammate, and Saints coming up big again with a kill on Hurdle, and securing that center doorway, topside B there. It's kind of like a choke point or almost a slaughterhouse if you're trying to make it through there. And even topside glass is being taken care of right now, so that's going to be a hard point to try and take away at this point. And it looks like they are going for a triple cap. Virus, huge play, jumping overboard, knocking everybody out of his way, trying to take C by himself. Unfortunately, Mochila was in a better spot up top and denied that opportunity.
As right now, Dose trying to be able to push in here towards that top control. As he's got a stun out, he can still be able to make his move. Wrapping back around out of the window. Nice move to be able to take down Sensor, but you put yourself in no man's land, and he gets taken out quickly after.
I keep referencing to Huddle as Hurdle. I don't know why. It just kind of got stuck in my head. But, yes, it is Huddle. And, we've seen some numbers from him so far. Right now he's at 4 and 5, whereas his teammates are both stuck at double neg. Not so bad so far as it's only 2 and 4, but still it's kind of a start to this game that you don't want to have when the first round is kind of chalked off as a no man's win.
Oh, wow.
And, woo, Virus landing the big nade on B, defending it.
As right now, that's a 17-point lead coming in here for Next Threat. As now looks like they've been able to get a nice little triple cap coming in here for here for Force as they're trying to answer back quickly now. As coming back on the other side, they've got a C spawn. And starting to be able to push in there. Domo picking up 2, coming up big, shutting down Saints and Virus. There with that AK-74U holding it down. And Dawson Huddle help out as well, clearing the board. And they're going to have to restart all over again. And we'll see how this one's going to pan out again. They're back over there towards that C domination side. Can he do it again? Utilizing those shadows, pushing it back around. Domo picking up another kill so far. He's got a FAMAS to be able to work with. And finally, that streak has ended. Vengeance had enough and ended him there with that frag grenade.
That was a great play, and steady aim being put to full use there. You know, relying on just how accurate hipfire can be when you combine those perks together. And then when you combine it with the grip on the AK, it just makes it a deadly weapon to go up against here. And in close quarter, all the close quarter matchups he went against, he won. And then finally, like you said, Vengeance putting an end to it by just, you know, avoiding the gunfight and just cooking the nade for him.
To me, this is honestly completely unexpected from watching the playing style in those first 2 matchups and seeing how they were playing. As right now, they're just doing a great job. They're communicating well. They're flowing well, moving from domination site to domination site. As right there, you got Huddle. He gets taken down there by Sensor. I still believe that Quantic Next Threat has the better shot right now. They have the better accuracy right now.
They've also managed to come back and reply to their trip cap by one of their own. And holding on to these points, A finally gets taken out, but Saints and Virus in very good positions to defend the points on the map, control the spawns, and hold it down here. Vengeance walking into A, taking care of it. And it looks like they're losing B. Nobody's in a spot to defend this right now. Or losing A, sorry.
And quickly after that, they were able to answer back as now, again, they're holding down. And you've got Virus who's watching over that A domination site. Now is going to have to force that spawn over there towards that C side here for Force. As now we're on board here with Huddle, who's teamed up there. And they'll be able to pick up that C domination site. 75-78. I believe we're at a tie game at this point. A 1-point lead now here for Quantic Next Threat with 2 minutes left to play.
Look at how many times the reset button's been hit on this matchup. So times, you know, they've been back and forth, going to even points, and it's unexpected, very unexpected to see. Next Threat is bouncing back time and time again, but Force is showing us that they're not out until they're out.
As right there, Sins are able to take down Huddle. As now Dose watching over there towards that C domination side. They have the B and C side. As right now, a little bit of conflict over there towards that B domination side. Virus push again. Cooking the grenades going to be Dose back over there towards that B side. Not going to be able to connect. As we're at a minute 20 left to play. 3-point lead coming in here for Force so far. Being able to maintain and hold down this B and C side. As now that B domination side has he's got a couple members there for Quantic Next Threat. Sensor going to go ahead and delay. Potential to be able to come back around and flank in towards that B domination site. And Doe's under a lot of trouble getting taken down there. If he went towards that B side, he may have been able to make a little bit of an impact. Probably not as much as you might think.
I kind of like it, though. He knew he was not in a position to engage that gunfight. He got called out. He just killed a teammate that was headed towards gold. I think he did the right thing by not challenging that fight and just trying to take A. However, he should have been in a better position to watch for the respawns already on that direction.
Agreed. As 30 seconds left to play, and we've got a 12-point lead here in the second half. Coming in here for Quantic Next Threat, so they've got a 9-point lead overall. Make that a 10-point lead as things are starting to wind down. This game is going to go here to Quantic Next Threat, but you got to give it up to Force there at the end part of that game as well. They were able to keep it tight. Like you said, they hit the reset button several times throughout that game. As Quantic Next Threat takes this series 3-0, is this going to be a trend for the rest of tonight?
Hey, if teams are this prepared against the opposition right now, that's just going to show us that these later matches for tomorrow are going to be that much more entertaining. With these 3 sweeps so far, all we're seeing is that some teams are just more prepared. And, with the shots of Next Threat right now and just how pinpoint accurate they were and their setups especially, I was so impressed at their CTF gameplay and how well their formations went down and how well that they defended their flag runners on the way back. It was just, it was really good to watch. I enjoyed it fully, and as much as these 3 sweeps are hard for the opposition, they're very entertaining for some people to watch. So we've got more and more to go on for tonight. And what's the next matchup?
Next matchup is going to be Eon Optic Gaming going up against Influence. This is the matchup that out of all of ours so far, other than the Envy versus Quantic Next Threat. As you can see right there, you've a quick little flash. Yep. We wanted to give you an idea, a glimpse.
Teaser.
Subliminal messaging, if you will. But just for those of you that actually really do care, they're coming up at 8 o'clock Eastern Time. Eon Optic Gaming going up against Influence, and then following that with Eon Envy going up against Quantic Next Threat. And then following up and closing out the night is going to be Quantic Leverage going up against Obey Pro at 10:30 p.m. Eastern. So for those of you that want to call it a late night here on Friday night here at in Raleigh, North Carolina, that's how you do it. That's going to be another great matchup to watch as well.
Mm-hmm. So lots of gameplay to still go on, and make sure you are tuning in and buying that HD Pass, the gold membership that allows you to see some extras. The behind the scenes, while everybody else gets to view commercials, you get to view and see what all the audience is seeing, and it's definitely a better way to view the stream in that HD format. So hope you do that. And
so right now, again, the final score there was 3-0 overall throughout the series there between these two teams. Between Quantic Next Threat and Force. So let's get a little bit better of an insight there with Zach, who's down there with Saints.
I'm here with Saints, the new member to Quantic Next Threat. You guys pulled out the 3-0. Anyways, let's backtrack, though. You're new to the team. What do you bring to this team?
Extra slaying power, because Virus and Vengeance are already great slayers. We have amazing slaying power. That's what's making us really dominant. So. We're starting off real good, so that's always a good start.
Definitely. So Raleigh was just a month ago. Talk about your practice regimen a little bit. How did you guys practice a lot coming into this event, or what?
Yeah, we came prepared to this event. We practiced a lot, but Center has football, and we took the day off, the last day of scrimming off, until all of us left to Raleigh, because we felt that we needed a break, and it seems like it turned out pretty well. So.
Totally. And last question: who else in your pool could be a next threat? All puns aside, who else do you see as a threat?
Envious. They're a good team. They've always been looking real good, so they have good players on their team. So looking forward to playing them later tonight.
All right. Well, thanks, man. Best of luck in the rest of the tournament. And guys, back to you.
All right, so thanks a lot, Zach, down there with Saints. Kind of got a little idea of what's to come, what they want out of this pool.
Yeah.
And but coming up next, we've got Eon Optic Gaming going up against Influence. One of the matchups that I've been looking forward to seeing so far throughout here for today, and maybe even catch a glimpse. Maybe we won't even see a 3-0 run again.
I don't know about that. It's going to be hard, the trend's already been set. They got to live up to expectations. People were expecting 3-0 sweeps week. They got to deliver.
If that's what you want, let's go ahead. I'm really focusing a lot on this Twitter. I like this whole community aspect.
Yeah, you've been diving into Twitter lately. It's nice to see.
Hey, man, I'm
communicating.
Got to be part of the community properly.
Yep.
So
got to jump on those bandwagons. So, like we said earlier on, we got Eon Optic. Yeah, trendsetter.
I'm a trendsetter.
Trendsetter and T-shirt maker.
One day.
So, like we said earlier, the matchups later on tonight: Eon Optic Gaming versus Influence. So, Influence picked up some new people this past game. They didn't drop Saints, but Saints and Solo. Maybe it was a trade off. So, acquisitions being made. Solo was part of Twisted Method at Anaheim. Felt that he could be better used on Influence or whatever, and. I'd like to, maybe talk to him later on, see how this matchup, or see what his choices were, see why he was brought on board with Influence. Influence has always been a strong team name in the community, and it just seems like now they're working their way back in and trying to make something happen.
It's been some time since we've really seen Influence at their top potential, where they were, but it's always, like you said, I like having multiple teams at their top potential. And again, I'm happy that you brought it up, because I completely forgot about mentioning it, saying that Call of Duty is at its infantile stages back in Dallas, and how things have started to develop and grow. and see where it's come from and where we're getting at now. And it's great. Things have really blossomed, if you will.
Yeah, good work.
But coming up here at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern. So for those of you that are Central, my time, that's 7 p.m. As well as those of you on the West Coast, that is at 5 p.m. We got Eon Optic Gaming going up against Influence here in just a moment. And remember, those predictions, send them out. Let us know, and we'll give you our own little post coming up here at 8 o'clock. We'll be right back for the Call of Duty Black Ops stream here in just a moment.
Welcome back, everybody. We got Optic Gaming and Influence coming up soon. But before that, I got Rambo. How you doing, dude?
I'm pretty good right now.
Optic Gaming plays third at the first event, first at the second event, third at the third event. There's a pattern there. Are we saying first this event or what?
Looking forward to it.
Looking forward to it. Good to hear. So Anaheim is only, a month ago. What have you done since then?
Well, obviously we try to keep up with the practice, even though it's a bit hard since some players went back to school and everything in general is just schedule's a bit iffy. But I mean, we've got some good games in, and it's probably the best we've ever looked online before in an event. So I'm pretty confident about it. No, go ahead.
Glad to hear it, man. Well, best of luck this match, and I'm going to throw it back to you, Corey and Holiday.
All right, so thanks a lot, Zach, out there talking with Rambo.
Rambo, the man.
The Rambo. Talking with Rambo there from Eon Optic Gaming. The names keep getting longer and longer and longer, but hey,
it's all good.
I'll show some respect after a while. I'm just going to narrow it down to just O.
Yeah, we got 3 Eons
I'm gonna call
in
them
the tournament
O.
so far. They have Eon Instinct for Halo. Mm-hmm. We got Eon Envy. Mm-hmm. And we got Eon Optic Gaming. Mm-hmm. And we bugged Hex all last event trying to figure out what Eon was, and didn't really get much out of him. I did, however, manage to sneak it out of him this event. Maybe we can talk to him later on, maybe get a stage interview with Hex, and really try to see what's going on with Eon, because anytime you have an organization that's willing to step up and sponsor and ultimately help out esports, it's good for everyone. And the same thing goes with other big name sponsors and teams. We got Team Liquid and the StarCraft guys. It's a huge team over there. We've got Quantic also, who sponsors some StarCraft as well as us over here in Call of Duty. So these big name organizations helping everybody out. But so far, how can you sum up this night? How's it gone as far as what you expected? I
forgot my broom back at the hotel room. So, bunch of sweeps. That's all we've seen so far, 3-0. But, the first series was of course, a little bit lopsided. But Force put up a little bit of a fight. They were able to push Search and Destroy into an overtime.
Yeah.
And then there on Domination Summit, it was extremely close. Like you mentioned, there was a lot of resets throughout the game, and
more than any time we've seen a lot.
But there in the end, Quantic next threat being able to close the door, and you say that there's a potential that it can do the same here with Eon Optic Gaming and Influence. I think there's a possibility as well. And I made a comment saying that I want to do predictions every single go around, and I'm not going to let this one slip away. But let's go ahead and go to a quick break here for just a moment. We'll give you our predictions here in just a moment, here with Optic Gaming going up against Influence here in this Best of 5 series here in Raleigh, North Carolina. All right, so welcome back to the 2011 Major League Gaming Pro Circuit here with Call of Duty Black Ops. I'm Corey Dunn alongside Holiday Doc, as we're about to get underway with our third matchup with Eon Optic Gaming going up against Influence.
So it looks like there was another team change to Influence that we didn't really pick up on. It looks like J-Bone has joined the ranks, as we've seen the crossed out name and some penciled in marks there.
Oh, that's great, man. You got to give
artistic.
That's what I want. I want name tags that are all just like that. I think somebody needs to come out with a jersey that's just made out of just something like that. I mean, everybody else, they've got these nice printed jerseys, and I think somebody should come out with some different type of flair. But with this matchup, where our game types are going to consist of Capture the Flag on Summit, then Search and Destroy on Havana, Domination Firing Range, Capture the Flag on Hanoi, and then following that up, if we get to it, Search and Destroy on Firing Range. I said predictions. Let's go ahead and give it really quickly. I think it's going to be a 3-1 in favor of Optic Gaming. Go.
No. No means no, man. I'm not doing predictions. It's not happening. It's just there's too many times that we're seeing that teams are just. Last event in particular, how many times did I give predictions, and how many times did I get...
Let's go ahead and get underway.
Fine.
Since he's not going to give our predictions. Optic Gaming and Influence kicking it off here on Capture the Flag here on Summit.
Jumping right on board, we're going to go to the man, the action himself, Rambo, as he's leading the team here, team captain for Eon Optic Gaming, and we're going to see how they push out on the start of this map. And you know, I say it every time, the start of these games is probably the most important part of the match, and ultimately the second being, you know, winning it eventually. But both teams exchanging 1-for-1, and Rambo almost had a 3-piece lined up as he grabbed the nade, and 2 people lined up directly in front of him. However, only able to land one. Solo heading upstairs into top goal, or top glass, nailing out a kill, and Solo responding and taking out Merc from the side.
As we're back over here with Big Timer, starting to be able to push back over here towards the rails. He thinks there's one over here. He's going to continue to be able to push up cautiously. He's going to be able to take down Solo, wrapping in, and explodes like a party favor, getting taken down there by Nameless. As now it's back over here to JCap. They're still being able to maintain over here towards that rail side. As JCap pushing in, has yet to be able to capitalize the kill. A lot of time has expired so far between this little gunfight, and I think he's playing a ring around a Rosie by himself, but he'll be able to pick up one, taking down Nameless, pushing back in. He's going to drop there by Solo, as not much action has happened yet. I haven't even seen a flagpole yet.
No flagpoles on either side of the map. That kind of means that this is an even matchup.
There's been one flagpole because there's a return there from Merc.
Yeah, there you go. So one flagpole, but it seems both teams are getting caught in the middle of the map, both exchanging halfway through their respawn routes, and that's going to lead for a very even game. So far, we're seeing JCap now pushing up over into the barrel side or on the far side. He did get called out. They've got some nice stuns on him, holding him off, and ultimately he's got to wait up here and wait for his team to back him up if he wants to try and pull his flag.
He's going to head here through that generator room. He knows that one's over back there. He's going to go and try to be able to push in there by himself. And we'll talk a little bit more about you just motioned for. It's one of the things that I talked to JCap about for probably about 15 minutes. And that's his switching back and forth between his gun. And it has caught him so many times, as you can see right now. Exactly what he's doing.
Yeah. Ooh, Rambo coming up big there, defending his own flag run as he's working his way back. Somebody positioned on the right side or left side rails and was trying to wait for him, but Rambo picked up on it nicely, grabbing the kill, and they've defended this flag run very, very nicely. You know, covered all the spots, but the last couple seconds there, J-Bone was able to land the kill, but so much support means that he just had to rally it in, and ultimately first flag cap goes to Optic.
Optic doing a great job being able to rally up and be able to pull that flag and make their move over there. I believe that was towards Summit side. And to be able to get that flag cap 1-0 so far. 2 minutes and 20 seconds left to play here in the first half. As we're on board here with Merc. Merc with that AK-74U trying to be able to make a shot. Almost connects, but he's got some teamwork coming in there from JCap. As now we're back over here, still watching. He's going to start to push over here towards the high ground.
Yeah, pushing up to this point is very crucial. This allows you to defend your flag runs, defend off the respawn routes, and push in when time being to grab these respawns. And nice pickup there. Merc knew that the spawns were pushed to that side and grabbed a nice easy kill as he jumped over. But now he's on his lonesome. Got no support with him, and he did get called. Nice nade landing right in front of him there. Beautiful timing.
That's his 4th kill so far. He's been able to control his accuracy so well, and finally Nameless is going to be able to take him down. He was able to pick up 4 kills throughout that little scene that we saw. As now we're going to be back over here with JCap here from Optic Gaming. Again, Optic leading this one by 1 as he starts to be able to push back in, able to take down Nameless, pushing in. He's going to get caught off guard, and I'm usually...
Somebody's got to take that boy's Y button out and not let him use it anymore. I'm just going to go over to his controller. I'm going to open it up. I'm going to take out the ability to press it.
I think that
solve it.
It count as an MLG mod, but we'll let it fly if it helps the case.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys are catching that on the stream as well as we are here at the event, but the YYs are so persistent that they are delaying him on the reaction time as well as his accuracy pulling up on the kills. unfortunately, we've got his other teammates here pushing in. Merck is doing really well. Merck has been pushing Spawn and pushing this right-hand side very consistently, time and time again. Not only is he making his way this far, but he's holding off the opposite side, respawning. They're forced to back up, forced to put on the brakes, and not able to move out in the middle part of the map, which they'd like to do and try to even up the scoreboard.
As right now you got Merck trying to be able to get a long range there with that AK-74U. It's got 15 seconds left here in the round. Let's go ahead and take a look there. Pluto able to get a flagpole, starting to be able to make his move, and there's some cover there, and Pluto still on the run. As Name was able to drop too, still trying to be able to make his way back over there towards his own spawn, and he didn't make it in time. And so 1-0 is going to be the first half score in favor of Optic here over Influence. But let's go ahead and talk a little bit about what JCap is doing. If we can get the chance, I want to sit there and look at how JCap holds the controller.
Maybe we can get our remote cam guy to maybe go take a look.
That's what I'm thinking. If our producer can sit here and pay attention enough to be able to know that. But one of the things that I want to look at is, I come from that PC world, and I want somebody to clarify for me. I believe it's like the claw on how he's holding it, because his index finger is wrapped around, and that's what his tapping is coming in from.
Yeah, ultimately it's like the nervous twitch.
Right.
And he does it just to maybe keep his hands fresh, keep the momentum fresh, and make sure that he's not pausing up and his reaction times are staying active. But it's landing down to catching him off guard more often than not.
So if he can have his nervous twitch, then I'm going to have mine. I'm going to keep this pin and I'm going to click it the entire time.
I will.
Is that okay with you?
I will remove your fingers.
It can't be okay, because it just cannot happen. You can't have something like that nervous twitch get to you. He's a great player.
Oh, yeah.
But it's caught him so many times, and I know right now the score is all tied up at 1. I know we're getting on a rant here, and I said I wouldn't get on a soapbox. This is a different soapbox, so I'm allowed to have multiple soapboxes as long as it's not the same one.
Gotcha.
As right now, we're on board here with Nameless.
Nameless
so far been able to pick up 3, starting to be able to hold down this main control, pushing up there through mid. And decides to go through that A domination site, as he's hasn't been contested yet. Able to take down Rambo. That's his 4th consecutive, and he'll finally be able to get taken down there by JCap.
Yeah, both teams doing very well on this one side of the map. It seems like the difficult part is their opposite sides. So how much does this play in effect to their strategies on each sides of the maps? Can they knock out more flags on one side and just try to defend on their less active side, or the short side? Either way, they've got something to do here. It's tied up. Overtime, as we've seen beforehand, is pretty much anybody's game. It comes down to who puts out the first mistake, and then the other team simply just capitalizes on it. But whenever we go to an overtime CTF game, it does get difficult, because you have to worry about those solid defenders in the back of bases. And on this map in particular, I can tell you that it's one of the most frustrating circumstances to ever go up against. On the bottom side of the spawn, A side, there's that back building that you always have to worry about somebody camping in. Solo's headed up in that direction now, so he's got to be careful that somebody's not hiding, just waiting for him to grab flag. And I can tell you, overtime is not the way to go.
As again, now we're back over here with Solo. Solo spots 1. He's under a lot of common fire, going to get taken down there by Rambo. 2 minutes left to play here in regulation here for capture the flag here on Summit. As now we're back over here with J-Bone. J-Bone watching over there towards the rail side. His teammates have started to spawn, as he looks to be on the defensive here. As he spots 1, going to go ahead and let him run back around. He may open up the door there for his teammate to get taken out. He's on the chase now. That pulled him away from his position.
Yeah.
But Pluto comes in. He's able to get a flagpole and starting to be able to make his move. J-Bone doing a great job, still trying to hold this area down. But he has yet to see any action, as Pluto gets taken down there by JCap.
Yeah, that flag run was all by himself. You know, J-Bone was in a good spot, but he knew better than to just walk out there and not stay alive. But Rambo coming around there, ending that very quickly, slicing and dicing, moving his way through, and Merc and Rambo are now pushed up trying to make something happen here as they're both headed towards this flag. A minute left. You're going to see this very, very slow progression, and it looks like they all kind of put out the brakes, and they're setting up just to hold on to this flag.
I think they're going to try to be able to push it into an overtime here, unless they're able to find an opening. As Solo now starting to be able to push up here through that mid area, he was able to take out Big Timer, and knowing he doesn't want to do it solo, he's going to go ahead and wait for his team. Wraps back around, wasting some time. Nice shot there into J-Cap, and he's going to get taken down there by Merc. He was over there towards that generator side.
3 down right now, 26 seconds left. They have time to grab flag, but I don't think anybody's in a position to make anything happen over on that side. It's too bad, just caught out of place, but J-Bone now just kind of waiting.
As they headed over all the way through that summit side, they've got 10 seconds to try to be able to get a cap, but J-Bone's going to go ahead and get a counter pull, and so this round will go into an overtime here between Optic Gaming and Influence, and so right there they're able to just maintain and hold off there, and that's going to push us off into an overtime. For those of you that are this is your first time here on the Call of Duty Black Ops stream, Holiday Doc's going to go ahead and explain it for you.
So basically, when you go into overtime, granted you don't really want to go into overtime on CTF, but if you're forced to do it, it's almost like a race. Whoever can capture the first flag and bring it back, that time's recorded. The other team has an opportunity to switch sides and try to beat that time. However, there's a catch. If the first team who capped the flag also caps the second flag, it's an instant win.
Can't do it any better than that. I now am well informed on how capture the flag works for Call of Duty Black Ops in overtime, and that's going to bring us into this matchup. And so far, we were talking about whether these sweeps would continue. If this is any sign of what's to come, then we're definitely not going to see a sweep here.
No, it's kind of unexpected. Influence is a good team, but going up against Eon Optic Gaming, it's kind of like, well, who do you put the smart money on? So
I honestly am a big fan of Nameless. Nameless is actually one of those that I'm really I'm a fan of, that I like to watch and everything like that. But I've been talking about what's been going on, how to keep within the community. Make sure you check out our Facebook at MLG Pro, and then also MLG on Twitter as well, and then Team Liquid /MLG all across the board, different types of social avenues to be able to get in touch. But let's go ahead and hop back into it. Capture the flag, overtime here with Influence and Optic Gaming here in the first game time of this best of 5 series.
Yeah, and now we're going to have to go and watch and see how both teams react to the defensive positioning that's going to take place here. And granted, they might not do it, but on a trend base, both teams faced on defense on this side play very, very heavy defense, or at least with one player at the back part of the map. And 3 down right now. 3 go down for Eon Optic Gaming. That's a bad spot to be in. Good thing Merc's last man alive, and kind of references when Merc goes down, you lose a round, but Merc's alive. Merc's alive, so he kind of saved the day. So
caught me off guard with that one. As right now, you got 2 down there for Influence. Is right now you've got J-Cap, who's going to get taken out there by Pluto.
Another 3 down, and last man alive this time is Big Timer. Big Timer's left to defend this flag, hold on to it, and he does just that as Pluto tried to swoop in, denied that opportunity, but then J-Cap swooped in, took out Solo, and J-Cap's last man waiting for those spawns. Nameless and his team continuously pushing for this flag, and Optic is denying that every time so far. So what we're seeing now is just solid defense from Team Optic right now.
As right now, again, like you said, you've got Merc, who's back over in his own spawn, playing some great defense so far. Taking down Pluto, leaves his backside open to Solo. As now he's got his teammate J-Cap trying to be able to slow him down. He's going to go ahead and push up here towards that C domination side. He's got 2 to worry about. One of them is right there. He's got his teammate now wrapping back around. Merc able to take down Solo. J-Cap into Nameless. Flag is down. They're going to go ahead and return that flag. And J-Cap getting taken down there by Pluto. 3 are out there for Influence. And Optic not yet hasn't really tried to push up just yet. They've got a couple members pushed over in towards their spawn, but Big Timer getting taken out there.
Yeah, no flag grabs from Optic yet. However, the opposite team, Influence, has 3, but all denied. So you can say that they're not putting enough pressure, but they're having to deal with all these flag pushes or flag attempts right now. So their focus is kind of just sitting in the back of their base so far.
Well, I think the main focus is having Merc back over in their own spawn, playing extremely defensive, and then having other members kind of fill in those gaps. As right there, Big Timer under a lot of gunfire is going to go ahead and fall back over there towards the summit side. Solo is going to get dropped there by Merc again, who's back in their spawn and holding it down and making sure that they're unable to get out of the spawn. They've got numerous flag pulls, but yet to be able to get out of that spawn.
Pluto almost turning on Big Timer. Big Timer got the first couple shots. Pluto swooping around, and it was kind of a mixed exchange there, holding on to the kill using the Spectre. And you can always tell people's frustrations by how many times they swap their weapon kit throughout the game, and I think that's Pluto's 3rd swap out. So he's not happy with how things are going. And now we see a first flag capture or first flag grab by Optic as JCap moved in, grabbed flag, moved up on the rail side, and he does have a teammate. Rambo and Merc grabbing kills. Nameless responding by 2 of his own, turning around. JCap responding, a great awareness and map control there, and now he's going to be contested up front here. He's got to watch out, make sure nobody's on this side, but 137 officially, I think that was a pretty good mark.
That's what I got on it as well.
So now when we move over, Influence has to grab the flag in with a minute and 37 or less left back on the board. So it's going to be a pretty hard challenge to meet. Optic now has the better defensive side, with the back white building and the barrel or the big container. There's lots of movement for defensive players to move around in and kind of keep people off guard and keep them guessing. And ultimately, if you can frustrate the other team enough, they're going to start playing a little bit more sloppy, and you're gonna pull out the win there.
So if we're looking at it, so far you and I were both content with saying that Optic Gaming should easily take this pool, and their only conflict is Influence. How big of a deal would it be if Influence was able to pick up this matchup against Optic?
It would be probably the biggest upset we've seen in 3 of these MLG events. I'm not discrediting how good Influence is, but nobody expects Optic to come into their first matchup and on main stage and not come out the victor, right? So
you're right about that. I'm in agreement with something along those lines. But we look at it right now. 3 minutes and 23 seconds is the time frame that they have to get a flag cap. Therefore, Influence. So you're looking at the timer in your bottom left-hand corner. You're going to be looking at a minute 37 is that marker that you're going to be on the lookout for. We're in overtime here for Capture the Flag in the second half here with Optic Gaming and Influence in this best-of-5 series as we hop on board back into CCF here on Summit. As we're looking at it and see how this one's going to pan out. Merc did a great job back in his spawn and playing very defensive, just holding down, and I think that's what really did it. You mentioned that you had Influence. They had numerous pulls. I think at the end they had 4 pulls, but they were unable to capitalize because somebody was back there playing defensive, and they were unable to get out of that spawn.
It seems like a firecracker got lit here on Influence's team as they're all pushed up super heavy into center part of B. We got 2 guys on Summit that could potentially get caught off guard there as they're clustered too closely. But Rambo and Merc grabbing 2 and denying this first attempt. But Pluto looks like he was trying to go for it anyways. Got called out. JCap wrapped that up and called her a day. But now we're going to see the respawns, and they got to continue to push. They can't let down. But on the same regards, Optic is not content with playing defensively at all. They're trying to push in and potentially just grab this flag and go.
I have yet to see anybody stay back in their own spawn as even Merc is starting to be able to push up here towards that summit side. Solo headshot into Big Timer. Rambo going to be able to answer back quickly. Nameless on the chase as he's going after Rambo. And Nameless spams but gets taken down there by Rambo. Almost able to connect as now Solo heading over here towards that summit side. Trying to be on the lookout here for Merc. Merc just on the other side of the corner. He's going to get taken down there. And Nameless is going to try to be able to push up in here as well, but Merc has been able to push back up into that main control as it's just been a kill for kill back and forth, as there's 2 minutes left for something to happen here for Influence. Not much time to work with now, but this may be that opening that they're looking for.
Ooh, that was almost a sloppy play there, but Rambo coming up and saving the day, making his way back through there, and then getting taken out from Solo, who's in top glass. And Merck responds to that one himself. I think he got a glimpse of the guy headed down center of the cut there, so hopefully they're in position to grab it, and it looks like Big Timer was doing just that, exchanging with somebody top glass again is J-Bone. J-Bone's a last-minute pickup. I know he's been having a lot of troubles lately trying to find a team, and it looks like Influence could potentially be that team that he's going to do well and gel with.
As right now, J-Bone try to be able to move in here. He's going to try to be able to get a pull. He's going to get taken down there by Merck. Merck back on the defensive now. He's going to get taken down there by Pluto, pushing in. Nameless is spotted one and tries to be able to take down Big Timer.
Oh!
Big Timer picking up two, pushing in, shutting down Nameless and Pluto. As now Solo pushing back over there inside of mid. Big Timer taking down J-Bone and Solo. And the two pieces are just coming in with ease here in this latter part of the round. As now it's got 2 minutes and 16 seconds left to play here in the half. So we're looking at a 45-second mark roughly left here for Influence to be able to make their move. As now we're just going back and forth. It looks as if we've got Optic Gaming playing a little bit more defensive so far. They're still pushing up, trying to get a little bit out of spawn, but they're still playing a little bit more passive here. So I can see on the other screen, that's Merck who's pushing up and just watching over there towards the that garage area.
Yeah, I want to chalk this one already up. Minute 42, 37 is not going to happen. So it does look like Eon is going to pull out their first win here.
First win here on the main stage here with Optic Gaming, and Influence is right there.
Got denied.
Hey,
Got denied with the hand there.
That's just rough stuff there.
All right, so what is the second matchup here? Is S&D on Havana?
Correct.
So, Search and Destroy, with only the 4-round wins needed, it's a changed game. Already I can notice some difference in play, much more defensively on the defense sides, but we're going to cut to that right after this quick commercial break. And if you buy that HD pass, you don't have to watch a commercial.
That's right. If you have that HD pass, that membership, you won't have to even worry about any of these commercials that come on here. And you also, HD, come on now, I'll take that. You can rewind, go back, and yeah. So stick around as we'll be right back here in Raleigh, North Carolina with myself, Corey, alongside Holiday Doc, as we'll be right back here in just a moment. All right, so welcome back here to Raleigh, North Carolina with myself, Corey, alongside Holiday Doc here, the 2011 Major League Gaming Pro Circuit here for Call of Duty Black Ops. Optic Gaming going up against Influence here on the main stage here on the first day, here on Friday, the pool play day.
The pool play day?
The pool play day. So right now, our next matchup is going to be on Search and Destroy on Havana. As we'll take a look here. One of the things that I've noticed here at this event is some of the different types of boosts that we've seen come into play. Madcast, one of them. They're promoting that new MLG controller for the Xbox 360. I had the opportunity. One of the things that I've seen in my industry from the PC side of things is seeing different mouses have different weights. You have different abilities to change the weight of it. They're here with the Madcast controller. You can change the weight. You can change the sticks. You can change the tension within the sticks. You can go all through it. Maybe one of these gamers, one of these days, will use it. So let's go ahead and hop into the action here with Optic Gaming going up against Influence here on Search and Destroy Havana.
You know what? One thing I'm going to call out here right away is a heavy push towards that B-bomb site again and again and again. It seems more often than not these maps are designed to favor the B sides. Do you know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying.
Is that a design flaw when you have only one bomb site that people go to? I'm
not going to say that out loud, but yes.
Was that the same sort of thing in Counter-Strike?
No.
Did you notice that? No.
There was no because I'm biased. I'm not going to even get into that.
All right. So, moving in, we've seen a heavy push towards B3. Offensive players already on site. We got one top yellow. We got one bottom, one controlling alleyway, kind of staying out of the way, making sure that he's not going to be, taken out at the same time one of his teammates. And that's a really good and smart play. When you're defending this bomb, you got to stay out of harm's way.
J-Cap all by himself. He's down to a 1-on-3 as he's been able to take down Pluto. Still being able to push back around. He's got 13 seconds to be able to pull this one off. As it's not really working out in his favor. Able to take down one. J-Bone comes back in. Takes him out. He's got 5 seconds. Unable to get the defuse. But J-Cap D comes back in. And he came right into a brick wall.
Wow. If he had half a second longer, you would have got that. And that was embarrassing. Like, I would have set my controller down, potentially walked away and be like, nope, sorry.
Tough stuff coming in for J-Cap. He got the ace that round.
Yeah, 100%. That was a beautiful, beautiful round on his half. Too bad, he still couldn't pull out the victory with it.
Too slow.
So right now, Merc and Rambo... See, every time I make a prediction, look what happens. So, first time they're on the offensive, they push towards that A bomb site, trying to throw the opposition off guard early on. Big Timer grabbing one, Rambo replying, and Solo picking up J-Cap from the top side here, and throwing some markers down range, picking up the two-piece. Rambo goes down, Big Timer's left alone. It's a 2-on-1, J-Bone and Solo up against Big Timer, and they do have bomb down, so this is going to be very difficult for Big Timer to kind of work around.
45 seconds left here in the round as we're on board here with Big Timer. Pushing over there through that main road, he's going to be going up against Solo and J-Bone. J-Bone, who's been able to pick up only one kill so far from that first round. As Big Timer starting to be able to push in here. And he's coming around towards that flank side. He doesn't have a lot of time. And jumping as Solo goes down, that's going to draw J-Bone back around and towards this action. As you've got the bomb has been picked up there. He's got 17 seconds to be able to push in here, get that bomb planted. As right now, one of the things I want to talk about at home, they can use the spectator to be able to see if he's being able to push in here.
Peek.
Use that third-person peeking out, and J-Bone is going to be able to take down Big Timer. You may be able to utilize that spectator mode, but right here, watch this, J-Bone coming from the side to be able to take him out. You can't react quick enough for that.
No, that was a solid shot. Just nailed it down, almost pre-aimed when he jumped over the railing. Had it nailed before he even shot, and ultimately there was nothing Big Timer could do.
As right there, 2-0 run off the start here for Influence. It looks like they're going to really do a great job to coming right at Optic Gaming. As right now, J-Bone, the bomb carrier here for Influence, making his move over here towards that B bomb site. Spots one, top blue, trying to be able to connect with that headshot, continuing to push up, dodges the frag grenade, but finally getting taken down there by Merc, and Big Timer back over into Nameless, going to be left up to Solo, who's the LMS, the last man standing here for Influence, watching over there towards that A side, spotted and taken out there by J-Cap, as Optic Gaming was able to pick up that round quickly.
Yep.
As now the score's going to be 2-1, still in favor of Influence. This is the first 1-4 here in Search and Destroy here in Raleigh, North Carolina.
Changing the pace there really quickly. A 4v1 is not going to happen. Ultimately, it's so difficult to pull out that victory. And when bomb goes
Fear
down,
Assassin would disagree with you.
I don't think that was easy at all. I think that was probably one of the most challenging, sweating, heart-beating moments he's ever had.
Cakewalk.
Yeah, I do this sort of thing for a living, thanks. That's
As right now it's going to be down to a 1-on-3 Solo all by himself. If the name doesn't say it enough, let's see if he can be able to pull this one off. Bomb planted, 40 seconds left to play. Big Timer, J-Cap, and Rambo here for Optic, as they're going to be going up against Solo. Solo is right now, as I'm trying to take a look, trying to take a peek. He's over there towards that wall, the L wall.
Yeah, the L wall, cutting across right into cargo, and he's headed directly for B. And J-Cap denied that run right across mid.
There you go. So you'll be able to see that here on the kill cam. Take another look here. J-Cap watching main road, as you'll see him go ahead and come back across. Great little spot there for J-Cap. Just watching those cross points and able to take it out. As now, I believe the score is all tied up now at 2 here with Optic and Influence. As Optic is just trying to be able to get back into this game and try to win this this map right here to take the series 2-0 so far.
Nice nade by Nameless as it landed. It looks like into yellow backside alley, and you're making some sign language with your hands. I don't know what you're talking about.
As right now Pluto is decided to start making his move over there towards that A bomb site.
Oh, the A bomb. See, to me, that was starting to look like something else for a second. I'm not sure.
There's a triangle.
Okay, that's not a triangle.
As we got 50 seconds to be able to get the bomb planted. Nameless all by himself. He's going to be going up against JCap as well as Rambo and Merc. As Nameless pushes back around, he's over there towards that top red, and just going to go ahead and decide to unleash a full clip. Here's a magazine. I'm going to throw a rock at you. I'm not going to win this fight, and that's going to go as Optic Gaming has been able to pick up their third consecutive round in a row. Can they make it 4 and take this map?
Look at JCap's score right now, 8-1. Holding his team up on this this landslide right now, coming back from a deficit, 3 straight wins. He's doing very well right now.
4 of those kills, they lost that round.
True, but
I'm just joshing with you.
What?
As right now we're here with Optic Gaming here on the offensive side, following on board with Rambo. As looks like they're going to go ahead and head over there towards that B-bomb site. Merc, he's been utilizing that AK-74U. I used to see him use the FAMAS a lot more, but I guess he's really become accustomed to the look and feel. As right now Rambo going to go ahead and get that bomb planted here inside of that B-bomb site, down to a 3v2. Solo and Pluto here for influence. They're going to have to be able to wrap back around. Oh, Pluto trying to come over that ninja defuse, but the issue is they're going to put all that pressure here on Solo. And Solo's gone 3-6 overall. He's going to get taken down. And Optic Gaming winning 4 consecutive rounds in a row to be able to take that one there for Optic Gaming. So now the series is going to be 2-0 overall here over Influence.
That surprised me. Influence came out really strong the first couple rounds. I thought they were able to honestly, halfway through this, I thought Influence was going to pull out the victory on Search and Destroy, but every time I make a prediction, man, this is why I don't do it. They came back and they took it away from them, denying them that opportunity, and we're going to push to a potential 3-0 sweep yet again.
All right, so we're going to take a quick break here as we kind of gear back up here for the next matchup on Domination Firing Range. Optic Gaming leading so far 2-0 here over Influence. All right, so welcome back here with Optic Gaming going up against Influence. Our next matchup will be on Domination Firing Range. As Optic Gaming, each one of these matches so far have been extremely close, with Capture the Flag on Summit going into an overtime.
Yep.
But Merc doing a great job playing defensive back in his spawn, and then coming back, they were able to get that flag cap and being able to pick up that overtime there on CTF Summit, then Search and Destroy. You had some great teamwork overall. Everybody was hitting their shots there for Optic Gaming, able to pick up 4 consecutive rounds in a row. That brings us to Domination here on Firing Range. And the way this is playing out, we may even see another sweep.
I'm not calling anything, but we're going to watch this game. We're going to jump right on board with Eon Optic Gaming and start off with JCap. JCap really held his own here in this last matchup, Search and Destroy. I think he finished 9-1, and that just or 9-2.
Something.
Yeah.
He finished
with some kills and some deaths, so not quite sure how many. But JCap, they all push the C, grab C, very safe move. Anytime you're slow and you only put 1 or 2 guys on C, you could potentially land a nade in your pocket and kill the whole team. So, they were quick to deny that, made sure they got some points on the board, and now it's a race or a fight, a challenge, a tug-of-war for this B flag, and that's going to tend to be what we see the majority of the time on this map. Is just that constant push for the center of the map B flag.
Big Timer waiting to be able to find that right opportunity to be able to pick up this B domination side, but he tries to do it all by himself. And Pluto wraps back around to be able to take him out. Quickly countered Merck able to take down Solo, and J-Bone walks into the gunfire of Rambo. Rambo picks up 2.
Yeah, the nice pre-fire through the center there on sandbags, and then landing the good nade, defending B twice in a row. So without that, they could have been without B here. And now I think Big Timer needs to jump on board with B, or at least have somebody to pick up the pickup after somebody dies or the nades land on B. You got to have that guy there. But Big Timer wrapping his way up through top wood, jumping over his top of sandbags, and now he's just teasing on B. Hopefully his teammates get there and they can grab this. And the marker just missed. That nade just landed out of harm's way, and they're able to pick up this B flag. So now that they've got these 2 points, now it's time to set up for the map control. Map control on firing range Damo is so important. It's probably the most important thing.
Kind of go a little bit more into detail on how this map control works. I mean, we know a lot of us understand how Domination Summit work and how Optic Gaming takes complete advantage of it.
Yep.
But how do you have map control on a Domination firing range?
So, spawns are already difficult to control, but you need anchors, and anchors allow you to keep positions and keep spawn points reoccurring. One of those spots is top wood. When you have one guy over in the wood area, you're going to float the rest of the opposition down into the bottom fire range. But in order to make that happen, you need to have somebody in this white trailer spot, either back white to deny that respawn. You also need somebody floating throughout the middle. Now, when you push over too heavily into C or too heavily into top wood, you force spawns either back white or back washroom, and then they kind of respawn, and it's very difficult to hold on to that spawn point.
So what's the main focus? Where are you trying to force them to spawn then?
At the bottom of the firing range. That's where you want to have them, because you float them into a choke point, a bottleneck situation, and you can just continuously kill them, or at least line them up for a better chance to kill them.
57-23 so far. Eon Optic Gaming, they're just doing a great job. They've been able to maintain 2 domination sites the majority of the time. As right now we're on board here with JCap. JCap pushing up here towards the top tower to be able to take a look here. As they're again still trying to be able to force those spawns down over there towards that firing range.
Yeah, and it looks like they have a bit of a mixed spawn there. They're spawning both on C and in topside map, or even back white. We got Rambo Big Timer exchanging there, some misfire, miscommunication. But now we're seeing that Eon has now been forced into backside or on the bottom side of this map. So that's that occurrence that you don't want to have happen.
As right now, JCap still being able to push back around here towards that B domination side. 3 minutes coming in there. It looks like they're going to go and try to pick up that C side. And JCap, he's going to get taken down. Pluto and the Big Timer, but they will be able to pick up that C domination side. As Rambo, I guess a little bit of jealousy coming into play as he took out Merck. And it can't be about the looks. I tried to be able to counsel them earlier. Oh well.
Wow, so they almost landed themselves into a 3-cap situation that could have dramatically decreased their point score right now, but they were able to hold on to A, and now they've got to push out. They got washroom side spawn, so now they got to float around backside white trailer and take over that spawn points, but they are losing A at the same time. They got to make sure that doesn't happen. Big Timer answers nicely, and now they're going to try to contest into back white trailer, but J-Cap's there, and Merc was trying to hold it down, but J-Bone denying that opportunity there. They almost had B and the setup nicely, but wow, I'm not sure how J-Bone missed that. Oh, almost a 3-piece lined up so nicely, but Pluto holding on to that kill just in the last couple seconds there.
As right now you got JCap, who's trying to be able to watch over that B domination site here from top wood. He's in the perfect little location. He's going to go drop out, though, because he's got his teammate who's going to flush in behind to be able to pick up that top wood. Great flow here with Optic Gaming. As you can see, he's trying to be able to take a look here from the high ground, take peeks back around. He's going to try to push in. He spots one, takes out almost. Oh! Finally takes him out.
Wow.
Takes a little bit more gunfire to be able to take out Pluto. But he's going to wrap back around over here to top 10. Spots 2 that spawn. He's able to take down J-Bone, pushing back in. As there's a member there in that C shack, and he's going to get taken down there by Nameless. He was getting a little bit gutsy there, going for those kills.
Nameless jumped out of the corner, taking out one. J-Bone ending his streak by killing his own teammate, but now Merc's last man alive to try and defend B, which he does very nicely, picking up the kill on Solo. Anytime you throw that nade on B, you have to worry about the pickup person, though, the spotter. And what the spotter's job is to stay very close to the flag, but not on it. In case a flag goes, you have 1 second to continuation on the flag cap.
120-68, 40 seconds left to play here as Optic Gaming has this lead here over Influence here in the first half. Big Timer spotting Solo is going to be able to take him out. As now it's still the A and B domination side belong here to Optic Gaming. This was their game plan. This is what they wanted to do. They've got a great setup so far. And Big Timer can't take out J-Bone Prone as he pushed in there. As now he's got 18 seconds left to play here. Nameless and J-Bone going to work there. Pushing in, still haven't given up just yet. As we'll be able to pick up this B domination side to be able to pick up 1 point at a time. So they'll pick up 2 out of that little region there. 136-79 is going to be the first half score. 136-79.
Really good plays so far. A couple instances, J-Bone almost turned the tides there. His other teammates just weren't in a position to back up the certain plays. But ultimately, Eon Optic Gaming doing very well. And you were talking about the flow there. It was very, I don't know how to say it, but everything just seemed to kind of flow around.
Very
the map.
synchronized. Very
synchronized. The positioning was all in tune and in timing with everybody else. And when it clicked, that first triple cap, that landed for quite some time. That amounted to a lot of points being thrown up on the board. And we're seeing some nice shots, nice kills. And that last time that Big Timer jumped out of top 10, that seemed like an instance where hey, I just shot this guy. Oh, he should be dead, so I'm going to stop firing. And got to make sure those kills land before you stop.
No, you definitely got a good point coming in there. But right now, Optic Gaming, they were able to hold on to that A and B domination side. And with that being able to maintain, they were able to keep a 57-point lead there in the first half. So just go ahead and write that down. I already am. So we can stay consistent here on the second half score. That's the difference that we're looking at here. As we'll go ahead and hop in here to the second half here with Optic Gaming and Influence. This is the third match of the night. Yep. Or are we going to see the third sweep of the night?
Well, Eon Optic Gaming's got a 2-0 lead so far on Influence. Influence has to really fight back. They've got quite the deficit to work their way back on. They got to hold up and secure these triple caps. But we're going to move right into on game. We're going to jump on board with Nameless, and Nameless is a very likable guy. He's definitely around the community quite a bit, and he helps everybody out. And I think that he's really started to establish a name for himself.
Nice shot into J-Cap from top 10 to top wood. As right now Nameless pushing in, as he was able to take out Merc.
That was a nice play. He just wasn't able to hold on to it as he got clipped from top side of sandbags on wood there. And now Solo's kind of left to himself up here, top 10, trying to hold on to this position. Remember last event, we seen it was Fizzy Fizzer, who was up here with Scavenger, who would just time and time again reload his grenades and keep the enemy guessing, just throwing nades on point, even though it might not be flashing, it might not be contested. He would just always have that scare tactic on the opposition, never knowing if a nade's just going to continue to land there or not.
As right now we got Nameless starting to be able to push over here towards that B domination site. He's going to spot one. Big Timer able to take down Nameless. But I believe that Merc was the one that got shut down. As right now they're being able to pick up that C and B domination side.
Yep.
As they're making the move here over towards this A side, we've seen multiple pop up on the radar. Therefore, Optic Gaming. As right now they're going to go ahead and fall back. Looks like that Solo connects there into Merc. Wraps back around. Big Timer has been able to take him back on that flank side. As right now, Nameless being able to pick up 2. J-Cap and Big Timer both go down. As now it's a 9-point lead here in the second half. Overall, we're looking at 48 here in favor of Optic Gaming.
A strategy that I have not seen used more than I think twice overall is if you come into the second half of a game and you have a significant point lead, why not just let B go? Not worry about it, but defend it. You know what I'm saying? Just surround it and force the opposition to continue to go for it and just sit and wait for it. Maybe use that Scavenger. Maybe have that guy who's continuously cooking the nades for B and, just sit back and, let the other team get frustrated.
There's different schools of thought that you can look at. And some of these teams are so meticulous in the idea that they want to be able to do the same consistent thing through and out. They try to keep the same strategy. as right now there's a 20-point lead here in the second half here in favor of Influence. Overall, 37-point lead here for Optic Gaming, as Nameless is still holding on to this top 10. As he's been spotted, he's going to have to be able to back away here as he's trying to be able to make his move. Again, they're just narrowing that lead slowly but surely here for Optic Gaming.
So they're going to grab a triple cap here as two guys were on A to make sure that went down quick enough. Now, Nameless is in a great spot here. You know, when you're in this position, look how well he can float around the map. Unfortunately, JCap responding very well to that situation, anticipating that he was going to poke out, try to watch for the spawns, and just nailed the kill. Solo now is on B here. Oh, nice slice and dice. Big timer responding as well, and 1 for 1, time and time again here.
As right now, 32 points here in the second half. You got Nameless, who we're on board with. Finally, Optic Gaming able to pick up that C domination site, wrapping back over here towards top 10. He's going to go ahead and spam, able to take down JCap. As now Merc back over there into Nameless, as they need to start to find a way to be able to pick up at least 2 domination sites here for Optic Gaming, because that lead is just being chopped away.
Yep.
Here by Influence.
You know what we haven't done yet is an Astro listen in. It'd be interesting to maybe try that out sometime. But Nameless, wow, 3-piece nade, slapping them out of there, making sure that they're not going to get some points here. And wow,
a 6-point lead here so far here for Optic Gaming, as they have yet to be able to find exactly what they need. Nameless sitting at 16-6, Solo at 12-6. Those two have been done a great job so far. As the lead is almost down to 1, and there it is now we're almost tied up here with this matchup, and now we're all evened out here with 1:45 left to play.
Timer has been reset. The clocks are back to 0, and now it's just a fight to see who can break out of here. And this is that spawn points that they didn't want to have happen. Somebody spawned backside washrooms here, or backside red, and they denied that very quickly. So, you know, they reacted great, but they got to continue to push and make sure that they hold on to these points if they want to win and stop this sweep.
As right now, things seem to be a little bit more lackluster so far. As right there, JCap was able to take down Solo. As now they're going to go ahead and try to be able to push in here, as they went for that B domination site and got shut down.
Yeah, they're just pushing up. They're not really securing the areas. Like when you're trying to get B, you either need somebody topside tin or topside wood, and you have to control white trailer as well. You know, without those points being controlled,
they need to draw in those grenades. As right now, this game looks like it's going to be going to Influence.
Yeah.
Pushing in, he got Big Timer able to take down J-Bone. As right now, Solo watching from top wood, taking down 1, as this round is going to go here to Influence. We're going to go and call it early.
Yep. So Solo doing very well for himself as well. 17-8, 2 catches, 3 defends. Nameless 19, 20 and 9, and 2 and 3 as far as catch and defends go. And then J-Bone and Pluto kind of at the bottom, but still doing their part with equal defends and captures as well. So a really good showing on all parts of this team. Influence denying the fast sweep and pushing this game or into another game as well.
That's going to bring us to capture the flag on Hanoi. You know, so far, I mentioned my prediction was 3-1 in favor of Optic. Just remember that. Take notes.
I will. Thank you. I got my post-it note stack over there. Maybe we can get Nexy to write it down, but he might be busy.
I highly doubt that. As right now, the score throughout the series is Optic 2, Influence 1. And that will push us to our 4th game time. Capture the flag on Hanoi, as we'll be right back here in just a moment here from Raleigh, North Carolina. All right, so welcome back to the 2011 Major League Gaming Pro Circuit here for Call of Duty Black Ops. Here with the matchup between Optic Gaming going up against Influence. Eon Optic Gaming is leading this series 2-1 so far. But make sure you check out the NOS Reward Series. So you got get the goods, get the points. Purchase specially marked cans of NOS energy drink to get custom limited edition NOS MLG
get that
merchandise.
Get that NOS swag.
Get that NOS swag at drinknos.com.
Well, you know, we got to plug those sponsors, make sure the bills are paid, and to make sure our bosses don't get mad at us, take us out back, and beat us with a stick. So we're going to jump on board.
That really wouldn't happen.
And are we going back to Search and Destroy on Hanoi, or are we going to do something different here, maybe do some CTF?
It's CTF.
CTF. Always what I like to hear, you know, back into the matchup. You know, first round, they barely pulled out the victory, you know, forcing into overtime. So we're going to see how well they can kind of recuperate off of the loss on Domination Firing Range, see if they can capture back up their elements and pull out the victory here to make this your prediction, the 3-1 lead. 3-1 lead. What do you think?
I think it's going to happen.
Did you got money on this game or something? Is that what you predicted?
I'm sweating bullets right now.
Uh-oh. You didn't sign your paycheck, did you?
It wouldn't be enough anyway.
Okay. That big? You going big, go broke or go home?
I'm going broke regardless of whether I win or not. So, as right now we take a look here, we're on board here with Rambo, who's already been able to get that first flagpole, making his move over there through that guillotine side. As looks like this is going to be a... Oh! He's been able to get that flag cap. Nice little dolphin dive. I think I taught him that one.
Yeah, you were giving lessons, I heard.
No, it didn't happen. That was all rumors.
Just trying to build a name for yourself. Maybe you're getting too popular. You know, Twitter is blowing up for you. You're giving lessons to pro teams. Like, what's next?
I'm selling merchandise.
You're selling merchandise and
remember,
and
if Merc is down, lose the round. You got to remember that one.
Oh, very, very good.
And Merc goes down. Oh, no. Please don't be the case.
J-Cab now looking through window, trying to nail out that kill. He grabs a stun, so he knows exactly where he is. But Solo defending his position, coming up big and denying that very moment right now.
As right now, 3 minutes and 36 seconds left to play here. As I was just kidding. I really don't want to put my paycheck on the line.
I wasn't paying attention. They told me what you said.
Oh, no. All right, so this is, for those of you that can't see, this is what's on the line. I'm not even going to show anybody what's on the line. As right now, you've got J-Cap pushing it. He's going to go ahead and try to be able to hold his own here inside of the light room. And so far, again, Optic Rambo, he has been able to get that first flagpole and get that first flag capture so far. Pluto getting in a pull. He's going to get taken down there by Merc. As Merc is just kind of holding back over here towards that spotlight side over towards the guillotines.
Yeah, we got some really solid play going down. That initial flag cap was flawless. You know, they got contested very at the last second, but ultimately that was a clean ride all the way home. And really, whoop, 4 down, time to grab flag. Wow, eat my words every time, I swear.
It's a beautiful thing. I enjoy it.
You know, I don't know if we can be friends much longer.
I didn't think we were.
Most is for
every bit of this is for show.
Yes,
I'm paid to be here. I'm just playing. Oh wow.
Wow.
I'm gonna get ripped apart for that one.
You're not very nice at all. Let's get back to gameplay.
2 minutes
Focus,
and
man.
15 seconds. We're all tied up here at 1 here with Optic Gaming and Influence. As Optic Gaming doing a great job. That was Pluto. He was able to get that first flagpole earlier, and then he comes back around to be able to get the flag cap. As right now we're on board here with Big Timer. Big Timer, again, he's going to take it out there by Nameless back over there towards the spotlight side. J-Cat still trying to be able to push up. He's going to get taken down by Nameless as well. He's made his own domain over there towards that spotlight side. He's going to go ahead and try to hold that one down on lock and try to open the doors there for Pluto. And Nameless, again, this is his region. This is his domain as he continues to be able to push up. As now Solo, he's got the flagpole making his blue move, but J-Cap is able to take him down, and Nameless again, and finally J-Cap from the grave to be able to take him out there with that frag grenade.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it's going to help as that flag's going to take off and grow some legs, and those legs are Pluto as he heads back the way, and I think the respawns are really going to help this flag run, so countering it's going to be very difficult. Merc's now into top film here, but I think this flag's gone.
As right now you can see him trying to be able to make his move. He's on the chase. Oh, he's able to get him. Comes in, slides in, able to get the return. Great job by Merc. Merc just pushes in. He's able to stun him over the top and be able to come in, get the kill, and get the flag, return, and get the pull and the return and the thing as Rainbow got the flag now.
What just happened? You want to...
It was the best explanation I've ever had.
Something with a flag and a return, and then another flag, and then something about a
Exactly.
slide.
That's what I was saying.
Okay, well, you got to be clear. I didn't know if there was the slide or the flag first, but ultimately it went down. And look at this. They overextended themselves. They tried to deny the initial flag run, but Optic responded. Nice. Oh, he got caught in the back of spawn. That is no man's or nobody's there. They're trying. They're racing for it, and not able to hold it down. That was close.
Wow.
Close gameplay. Beautiful, beautiful plays, and exciting.
Overall, you got to give it up to Merck and what he was able to do there. Really, to be honest, what happened was Merck, he was able to toss over the stun over the building. He stunned the flag carrier. He was able to push in. He spotted him. He took him out and then dove right in. A nice little sliding move to be able to get the flag return, and then comes back in. It could have been 2-1. It's all tied up at 1. As right now, we'll see how this one pans out as we hop on board here with JCap here from Optic Gaming.
Yeah, headed up into top theater. Pretty standard form, as you know, you got to control this top side, and it looks like he's got somebody snuck in there. He didn't catch him, but now he's going to try and go for the kill, and he's not able to hold it. Solo denies that, kind of a slap in the face, and then back-to-back, full hands across the mouth. Merck got it as well.
As right now we're going to go and switch over here for Solo. Big Timer, who has the flag here for Optic Gaming. You can see Solo utilizing that flag indicator and trying to find out where Big Timer is. Nameless is going to get stunned and taken down there by Merck as J-Bone goes down. As right now they're getting picked off here by Optic Gaming as Rambo making his move, wrapping back around as Solo gets spotted there by Merck, still pushing back in. As there goes Optic Gaming, another clean flag capture there for Optic Gaming.
It seems like when they're